Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Stephanie's Lowerlin. I'm Stephanie. This video is going to be a video of me explaining and talking through and also showing some examples of how I annotate my books. Now, I annotate my books quite similarly to a lot of people who annotate on BookTube because that's kind of how I found it and how I figured out how to annotate and everything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my supplies, which I have 2 bags for, and I'm going to explain like my colours and whether I highlight when I write, everything like that, why I do certain things and when I do certain things. And then I'm going to show you some examples of books I have annotated. There's a range of different ones, as you can see. All these have like different colours and stuff. So I'm going to show those to you as well and show a few examples. When I first decided I wanted to annotate and tab up and highlight my books, I made the decision because I saw a video from Books with Chloe on BookTube, one of my favourite booktubers. I followed exactly what she did. Yeah, I started really small, so I only started doing sometimes I just underline in pencil and that would be it, and then it turned into me underlining with pen, and then I decided to get some sticky tabs that I'll show you now in a minute. Yeah, so first off I have 2 annotation pencil cases. One of them is one I have with me when I'm reading the book that I'm reading that I want to annotate, and then this is just mostly my extra supplies that I leave on my bookshelf. So the tabs that I use vary because the shops I go to most of the time always run out of my favourite ones, which is really annoying. And I was trying a few for a while, seeing which ones I liked and which ones I didn't. So right now, my favourite tabs are these ones. I just get them from a really cheap Euro shop in town. It's nice because there's like a ruler on them, and there's the square tabs and also the triangular tabs. I prefer square tabs, but it's handy that the triangular ones are there because they're also in pinks and purple, and I run out of paint fairly quickly, so it's great to have extras. So these are the tabs that I use. Then other things I have in this pencil case are literally just extra old tabs that I've used. I've used those a few times. I don't really like those because they're paper. That I just keep all my extra tabs in this little bag. The interesting bag is this one. I've swapped this one a few times and I want to get like a nicer little pencil case. Actually right now I have 3 sets of tabs in here. I have these ones which are almost gone. These which is a mix of loads of different types of tabs, and then these ones which I just showed. So I have these 3. Then I also have my little annotation key that I made when I started doing annotations for the first time. This has changed. So I use just these like felt tip fine liner pens. I use the same colour that I underline with the same tab like I explained earlier. So these are just my pens, and then I have this pen for when I want to write in my books because I used to do them in the same colour, and that is sometimes what I do. I'll show you an example, but sometimes I'll just annotate with one colour if it's a shorter type of book, and then if I want to write anything I'll just use a black pen. Then I have highlighters, which is basically the same thing. I just highlight with the colour that corresponds with the tab instead of underlining. Pretty self-explanatory here, but most of the time if I'm using a highlighter it's only in books that I really love. So like for example in the Raven cycle I have the Raven Boys to show you, and there I highlighted things but I also annotated and wrote down some stuff. So what I did there was I highlighted them in the colour that I wanted that corresponds with the tab, and then I wrote same pen colour. So that's what I have in this little bag. Now I'm going to explain what every colour means. Like I said, it's like a lot of people. So pink is usually for favourite moments and favourite quotes, and just favourite lines in general. Green is usually for funny moments. Yellow is usually for moments that make me angry or problematic moments that I don't agree with. Orange is things and lines I relate to. Blue is sad things, and then that's just like purple and pink, so they are kind of interchangeable with the pink one. So yeah, I mostly only use pink, blue, green, orange and yellow. I'm going to explain a little now about the differences between some of my books. So okay, I don't know how well you can see these, but these are the examples I have of annotating. As you can tell, there is some books that are significantly more tabbed than others, and there's some, like the one on the top, that has no tabs in it whatsoever. And also the colours are very different in a lot of them. I'm going to just show examples first of 3 books, which are the first kind of few books I actually annotated. So The Perks of Being a Wallflower would be one that's quite different to all the rest of them. So this was one of the very first ones I annotated, and I was very scared of damaging any bit of my book or like ruining them in any way. So as you can tell, I hope you can see, I used pencil to underline, and then I also annotated in pencil, and there's no tabs whatsoever. So like all of this has loads of annotations and I just have no idea where they are. Yeah, so that's an example of the first way I used to annotate, so with pencil. Then there's books like Lies We Tell Ourselves and The Hunger Games, where I have tabs in, but I only have tabs in because, like, for this one I went back and put tabs in and highlighted them, and you can tell like there's not many because I'm still kind of scared of writing in my books. But also, if you can see this little one, I used to just kind of bracket them as well instead of underlining them, and just put a 1 so I could find it. It was a bit odd, but yeah, there's that one. And then The Hunger Games is when I started kind of figuring out a proper way to annotate, and this has a key, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it has a little key here. So green is for funny moments, yellow is for favourite lines / moments, orange is for important, and pink is for Katniss and Peeta moments. So yeah, with this one I did highlight because I was starting to get into highlighting, and I was just like, I want to highlight my entire book. But yellow I actually underlined in gold for some reason. Oh, and orange doesn't even have any highlighter or underlining. So as you can tell, quite chaotic at the start. And then I started annotating more, and I have an example of a way I annotate when I don't want to do every single colour or when I'm running out of tabs. And I've only done this a few times now, but I read this recently, which is The Midnight Library, and I knew I wanted to annotate it the first few pages in because I loved the quotes, but I realised that I had hardly any pink or nice coloured tabs left. I annotated just highlighting and tabbing yellow. So they were all like quotes and things I related to kind of mixed in. Then there's books like these where it's kind of similar to The Midnight Library, where I only want to annotate specific things. But with this one, I only have 2 colours tabs, and it's because I only annotated 2 types of things. So pink was for moments and things and lines I love. So as you can see, I underlined it with the colour. And then blue was for just moments between 2 particular characters. So as you can see, I underlined it in blue. And then these are 2 examples of books that I annotated that follow the key almost to a T. The Raven Boys, for example, has like every single colour. Oh, actually, never mind. I've forgotten. I had made a specific annotation key for the Raven cycle specifically. So pink is general favourite moments / scenes, blue is sad boy hours, green is funny moments / scenes, purple is pinch moments, and it's purple the square one. So I had a square purple, and then I had a triangular purple. They're practically the same colour though, so it's hard to distinguish between the 2. But purple the square one was for pinch moments, which is Ronan and Adam, if you haven't read the Raven cycle. And then the other purple, the triangular one, is Gansey and Blue moments. Yellow is foreshadowing / dots I've connected while rereading. Orange is things I relate to, and then black writing / underlines is things I annotated in my very first read on iPad. I haven't actually gone back to do that. I keep meaning to, but I keep forgetting. So that's the annotation key for that. And with this book in particular, these books in particular, I actually highlighted. As you can tell, there's just loads of annotations in this. And then there's also, I used blue for a second reason. I never wrote it on my annotation key, but I used blue and put it on the top for Latin every time Latin was spoken. And I also wrote the translation in, well, the closest translation I could get, in black pen. That's the Raven cycle. That goes for all the Raven cycle books. I kind of go back and forth between highlighting and underlining, but everything else practically stays the same. And then there's the All for the Game series, and this kind of differs in between each book. Only a little bit though, because I ran out of pinks and purples and stuff. I don't think I made a key for this one, which is quite annoying because I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure the green was funny, the blue was sad moments, the light pink was moments between Andrew and Neil, and then the like darker purple, kind of dark pink, was for the Fox family moments that I loved between all of them. And then yellow was kind of the same, just moments that made me angry or problematic moments. So that's that, you can tell. Wow, I love that. And in this book in particular, I underlined some stuff, but I also highlighted stuff I really, really loved, and it went hand in hand with the colours as well. They all correlate, and then I wrote in the colours like I was saying. So that's an example. And then the last book I have to show you that I annotated quite differently, and this was purely because I had no nice annotation tabs left. And I used 3 different colours, and I have a little key up here. So the blue with the kind of triangle is sad moments, the orange is Cassian and Nesta moments, and the yellow with the stripes is things I relate to, and then just the pure yellow is favourite quotes and favourite lines / moments. And in this book, I'm pretty sure I highlighted as well. Yeah, so I highlighted in this book. Then another thing I also do that I think kind of ties in with like annotating and stuff. It's after I've finished a book that I've annotated, I will go through it, and usually I'll pick out the tab that's for favourite lines / quotes, so whatever colour that may be. Like in this one it's yellow, and I'll go through each yellow tab and decide whether I want to write that quote down in my little quotes book. So I have a quotes book of all my favourite quotes. It's not the nicest notebook, I know, but it's what I have at the minute. And basically in this, I just write that all nice and pretty in little colours, and write the title of the book and then the author. So hopefully I'll have it like filled up one day, and it'd be nice. I want to have loads of little journals like this with all my favourite quotes. So that's it for this video. I know it's probably a much shorter one than usual, but yeah, I just wanted to show you all how I annotate my books, because it's one of my favourite things to do, and it, in my opinion, really enhances my reading experience. And I love rereading books that I've annotated and reading my little annotations and writing that I've written in the sides and seeing the thoughts I had when I was reading it, and it's just so fun. I love it so much. And also I just like colour coordinating things and making things look pretty. So if you don't annotate your books, or if you're scared to, I think you should try it, even with just a pencil, and see how you like it, because you know, sometimes you read something and you're like, oh, that quote's really nice. You just forget about the quote. So I just like, I don't know, if you want to, I think you should try it. It's fun. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want.